save the few moments that we have left, we want to talk right down to earth in a language that everybody here can easily understand.
Hello and welcome to High Five Wrestling. I'm Chicago Ted.
And I'm DW.
We're coming at you tonight for a review of last night's Raw.
Yep. Tonight we had the opening segment, which was actually pushed 2 weeks, was the Michael Cole JR controversy. So tonight we actually got to, or actually last night, we got to digest what they were feeding us. I'm not sure.
I couldn't digest it. I ended up vomiting.
Yeah, it was not good.
It's like Chinese food.
Yeah. So, what'd you think about it?
Well, it was the biggest waste of 20 minutes. Well, okay, not the biggest waste. It was the biggest waste at the time of 20 minutes with Michael Cole rigging the competition. You know, we all saw that coming. Making needless fat jokes until CM Punk came out and did his little Steve Austin impression. And, I mean, you know, shut Michael Cole up. Kind of wish he would have GTS'd him so he wouldn't have come back later. But,
Yeah.
you know, having good old JR on the mic for a few matches was nice.
Yeah.
Nice little refreshing change of pace. Overall, just wasted 20 minutes. Could have cut that from the show.
Agreed. Just a big waste of 20 minutes. Just filler. You know, we saw JR dance a little bit.
JR dancing was the only good thing, but the whole segment,
Agreed.
bullshit card.
Agreed. Afterwards, we saw Mick Foley walk out, which was actually a pretty exciting moment. You know, it wasn't, a highlight of the night, but it definitely was pretty exciting because, you expected The Rock and you saw Mick Foley and
I thought he was still with TNA, acting as the Spike television manager or something.
spoilers.
It's been a while since I've
the
seen
spoilers.
it. That was like 2 months ago, maybe. It's been a while since I've watched it.
Yeah. So,
Climbed out of the limo. It was nothing special. Went for a commercial
yeah,
break.
you expected a little more. I was a little disappointed with how they actually used Mick Foley that night. That was definitely the highlight for Mick Foley for me. But
Yeah, we'll get to that.
yeah. Okay, then we saw the match between Cody Rhodes and Hunico defeating Sin Cara and Kofi Kingston.
Yep. That's what I thought of that match.
I thought it was good, back and forth. I think it's good to continue those feuds, and we're going to get to see them a little more in Survivor Series, so it's booking that. I do think the Hunico character does need a mask, but
I thought, okay, I want to bring this point up while I'm here. Why does it seem like every time one team attacks another before the commercial break, they come back and the team that was attacked seems to be dominating the team that was attacking every single time?
Not once, not twice.
But every single, for the past 2 decades that I've been watching pretty much.
Well, regardless, we just want to thank Randy Orton ahead of time for emancipating Cody Rhodes, because the new music, now that he has a mask off, maybe, and he has new music, maybe that'll give him some kind of, new character, new.
Well, he went back to it seemed like he went back to the pretty boy persona that he had before. Someone who broke his nose, Randy Orton?
No, it was Rey Mysterio, actually.
Rey Mysterio broke his nose?
Yeah,
Well,
so
good for Rey.
Yeah, hopefully this ruins the gimmick that he was going with. I mean, you can see that Cody Rhodes really tells a story in this ring, tells a story outside of the ring. He's very good. Storyteller, he's a good wrestler. But, that gimmick was...
It was an athletic matchup, I admit, but I just dislike tag teams.
Yeah.
I see them as a waste of time unless they're for titles.
Disagree. But
And it did open the door for his new persona, old persona, however you want to say that.
let's see where Cody Rhodes goes from here, and I'm looking forward to that.
Okay, so The Rock appeared before a commercial break backstage, which technically ended up being a mirage. It looked like he was walking to the ring, but most of us knew better than to know that they were going to actually put The Rock before the end of the show.
Yeah.
Kind of a waste of time. After that, Santino Marella and Zack Ryder have a mini conversation about how you should pre-order WWE 12. It leads back to my rant about how they just, shameless plugs for stuff. And now their video game, since it's coming out next week, you can pre-order and get The Rock or something. I mean, I'm not trying to pre-order don't pre-order the game. Prove it didn't work.
Yeah.
And, the whole thing.
The game actually looks pretty good.
The game looks okay.
Looks better than
Doesn't lay credence to a pre-order.
doesn't look better, or looks better than SmackDown versus Raw. So not hard to do.
Okay, then Vicky Guerrero comes out to announce what most of us already knew, that Christian is out for the Survivor Series match.
Yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah. Dolph Ziggler. I don't even know his name. He's coming back.
It's a horrible name. No, he's not coming back.
He's coming to the Survivor Series match.
And he's going to be first eliminated.
He better not be.
He's joining Team Barrett, which, it doesn't matter. DW will take Dolph Ziggler for anything, including a back alley.
It's not true.
Anyway. And then after that, we had the unfortunate replacement of JR with Michael Cole because John Laurinaitis came out and tried, just got rid of JR, basically disgraced him like the whole company's been doing for the past 4 or 5 years.
We didn't high five for that. That was lame. It wasn't exciting,
Should have just kept him back there. That's why Punk should have given him the GTS so that we wouldn't have to hear Michael Cole for the rest of the night.
Agreed.
Okay, so then the next match, Michael Cole came out, and they started the match was Mason Ryan and Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Which Mason Ryan won at a disqualification because Vicky Guerrero.
Yeah. But
slapped him?
Yeah, and I think it was honestly the right thing to do, because you don't want to make Dolph Ziggler look bad because he's kind of getting a little bit of a push. He's a valid competition for everybody. We want to push him more towards the main event scene, and I think you didn't want to put him clean over Mason Ryan because Mason Ryan you want to book him as a babyface monster. So it's like just like Batista, and so I think it was a good thing to do with have the DQ. But I think I would have liked to see Jack Swagger come out and. Especially if you're going to put Jomo out there. If you're not going to put...
Well, you forgot to even mention that John Morrison came out as Vicky and Ziggler were running from the ring because Ziggler got DQ'd. John Morrison came in and threw him back in the ring so that... what is his name? Mason Ryan? He looks like Chris Masters to me. When he put him in that...
Batista look like me?
No. When he put him in that powerbomb... full Nelson thing, he looked like he was doing the master lock. I thought it was seriously Chris Masters' comeback.
Right.
And, if you're going to bring John Morrison out, you should have had John Morrison rough him up a little bit more than just throwing him back in the ring.
Yeah, but the way
throw the kid a bone.
The way
He's not getting anything.
Yeah, the way they've been booking John Morrison, they're not really throwing him anything. But really, we should have seen, if you're going to show Jomo, why not just have Zack Ryder run out there instead, or have Swagger come out? I would have liked to see Swagger, I know he's in a match later on, but why not?
Oh, look, we're at that part. The part where Mick Foley ruined just looked awful. Next up was the This Is Your Life segment, which I'm going to mostly pass to DW because I was lucky enough to have it pre-recorded so I could fast forward through the entire thing.
This Is Your Life. It's fun to watch. I actually watched it on WWE.com prior to seeing it on Monday night, and it was The Rock's, and it's kind of exciting, and there was some talk back. It was good. I didn't mind watching. I thought it was pretty entertaining. But then I watched Cena's last night, and I was, I don't know. It was it was just lame. It wasn't,
anything with Cena is going to be lame.
Yeah, I think. You think with Mick Foley, it's going to be entertaining, but it was just like that was the biggest waste of a talent like a Mick Foley. He's one of the great hardcore legends.
Would you say it was?
I would.
You would? You would?
BS to the 10th degree. I'm telling you, dude.
This whole segment. The only good part
filler
was
awful. Just terrible.
The best part was seeing Rock Bottom Mick Foley. Which, I kind of wish he'd aimed it at John Cena.
That's all that needs to be said in that. So I'm glad that's how it ended, just real quick.
Yeah. All right. After that horrible filler segment, which is another thing they could have taken out to just, not waste everybody's time, we had Sheamus versus Jack Swagger.
Yeah.
The first match I actually liked, in my opinion. It was a decent length. It was clean. No DQ, nothing stupid interfering.
It was a good match, but honestly, I would have preferred some interference, Put Dolph Ziggler in there. There's a faction, Ziggler and,
every match
Big Win
up
Swagger
until
just-
this ended in. Well, I mean, all tag matches end in semi-controversy because there is, to get a tag match over these days, one half is have to fight the other half right out of the arena, and then it becomes a singles match.
I just
again.
don't think there's a need to bury Swagger. He was a previous champion. Book him like one. I mean, they've really started picking up Sheamus where they left off, and it's good. But they're just burying Swagger. It's not entertaining. It's just for Swagger fans or.
Well, maybe Swagger will make a comeback as Team Barrett, representing Team Barrett in Survivor Series, but
Doubt it.
I'm gonna take Sheamus over.
Yeah.
Over Jack Swagger any day. I mean, he's from Oklahoma, and I can't stand the fact that he went to OU, I think.
Yeah. OU.
And I cannot stand the fact that he came from that OU.
Yeah. The King makes jokes about it every single time he gets a chance.
Well, good for the King.
The King.
Okay, next
He
up
is not
we
the
had
king.
a Divas match, which, again, pre-recorded. I fast-forwarded through. I personally think the Divas are a niche group.
Why if I see one more Divas match that lasts less than a minute,
Is that how long it lasted?
I'm gonna riot. This is ridiculous. Okay, yeah. With Tamina, Tamina's like, she's a beast. She looks pretty. She could probably beat me up. She could take me, no doubt.
What about
And
could
Kelly-
she have taken Awesome Kong?
No,
No? Okay.
no, nothing like that.
Trying to gauge the size of this woman
No.
because I went right through
But
it.
I mean, she's got some biceps. She's got some, she's got some power behind her. And then, for Kelly to just come out and, bury her, what's the point of that? I don't.
Like I said, the Divas are a niche group that separate the WWE from being the world's largest sausage fest, which is a title held by the UFC currently.
Agreed.
All the UFC lovers watching a show, two dudes running around without shirts, kicking each other with tight shorts on, and the only thing that's remotely female is the Octagon Girls. And I mean, I could carry a card in a bikini. You just don't want to see that.
Agreed.
So, I mean, the Divas are the only thing keeping us all from feeling like we're watching men, We don't want to admit the truth.
All right.
All right, so we moved on past the Divas match. Del Rio jumped CM Punk in the parking lot. I wanted to make a special point about this because it was short, it was forced, and it kind of proves again how, the times have changed. In the Attitude Era, if there was a backyard brawl or a backstage brawl, if there was a backstage brawl, the refs and security couldn't break it up. If they tried, they just got hurt themselves.
Yeah.
But in this, Del Rio threw CM Punk against a semi, and then two refs came running in yelling, break it up, and then Del Rio ran off, like someone turned a flashlight on him or something.
Yeah, and then after that we saw the Del Rio and Mark Henry match versus the Big Show and CM Punk. So it's a little interesting seeing CM Punk and Big Show as a tag team, but I mean, that's how the E is,
Yep.
They have very short attention
The
spans.
E, we calling it the E now?
Hey, I
Okay.
coffee. Okay, but also I would have
The
liked to
E.
see, CM Punk, he got pinned, but I would like to, which kind of makes me think, Del Rio's gonna go over Punk
Yeah.
coming up, but I think it's kind of foreshadowing that. But also, I think what I'd really like to see is a CM Punk kick out of the Mark Henry slam, and then after Del Rio went to pin him, I would have liked to see Punk kick out, and then it's like a real last who's gonna win match, because with that type of match, it's a WWE champion and the number one contender and the world heavyweight champion, the number one contender. Let's see them be real serious competitors where it's like we don't know who's gonna win and not lose just by the finish, because that's what happens in most big matches. So
Yeah.
if they're gonna be the number one guys in the company, let's see some
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even as number one guys, they seem like mid-carders to me.
Yeah, well, it's just booking. It's all booking. Then we got to see Kevin Nash. Oh yeah.
DW is a WCW fan. He can't get over the fact that they lost twice.
Shut your mouth.
They got taken off the air and the Alliance storyline failed. Well, it didn't fail. It was a good storyline, but the WWF still won.
Hey, I mean, we don't have the Attitude Era anymore. Does that mean that the PG era is better?
No, it just means that WCW was worse. The end.
Okay, but I'm telling you that music every time that his music hits, the NWO theme song, it just I get chills in my back. It's just such I don't know.
Kind of like when he got that massage by that guy
No.
in the back alley.
No.
Yeah, it happened.
By the Asian lady at the mall.
That was no Asian lady,
Oh.
bro. No
But-
such thing as an Asian lady.
Yeah, whatever. So then we saw.
No, you're forgetting that there was another video game plug by Jerry and Michael Cole. Quick little, we got to make a reference to that. That's enough. Let's move on. What's the next match?
Which kind of reminds me of the next match. Wade Barrett and Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Well,
That was-
yeah, we saw him on SmackDown. Wade Barrett, in kind of a screwjob finish. He beat Randy Orton, which was honestly surprised me a lot. But I would like to see, a DQ that doesn't make, Wade Barrett look weak, because it looked like he was about to just get the RKO and lose. That's what everyone was like. Oh, he's about to get the RKO, and then everyone broke up.
Well,
so,
if you seriously thought that having both teams out there and the match was actually going to end civilized, then you
Yeah.
must have never seen WWE before.
yeah, I didn't see that.
I was just waiting for the Lumberjacks to just, it was a Lumberjack style match essentially, and I was just waiting for chaos to ensue. I knew there wouldn't be a finish to the match, so I just kind of turned my back on it.
I think
When I heard King go crazy, I turned around and saw that, chaos reigned.
I think a good way to book Barrett is, I honestly think he'd be a great person to win the Rumble. I think it'd be great if we put him over clean on SmackDown and then made him look like just real tough guy.
You know what would help Barrett? Give him the hardcore title.
What is the hardcore title?
Could you imagine though? Could you imagine?
Yeah. Well, the opposite of hardcore title is what we got in the next segment. The Rock and Cena.
I don't know how that made any sense, but okay, we'll keep going.
Okay, The Rock and Cena.
Did anybody else notice that the ring announcer had a stroke in between introducing
Yeah.
and The Rock?
Yeah, everyone was like, "What's going on?" And then
It was panned on the audience, and it was
The
really
Rock!
silent. And then all of a sudden, he's like, "The Rock!"
it was very awkward.
All right. You know what, Rock? I don't care. I don't care about you and your Twitter universe, or what was that word? Twittertainment. Never use that word again.
Follow us at Twitter at High
No.
Five Wrestling.
Don't. Just. I mean,
I'm doing it. High Five Wrestling.
I'm
Twitter.
co-host, and I'm telling
Twitter.
you not to do it.
High Five Wrestling at Twitter.com. Or
That's an
Twitter.com
email
slash-
address, you loser.
Twitter.com
He doesn't even
slash
know how to use it.
High Five Wrestling. 3 followers. 3.
Three people.
And we've had it for a day. Okay.
3 people aren't very bright. Back to what I was saying. Rock, nobody cares that you were on the set of G.I. Joe. Rock, nobody cares that you coined the phrase boot to asses. Well, apparently the crowd cares because they're idiots. But
Okay. This segment was just the most underwhelming segment of you get the big draw.
3-hour build-up.
You get like The Rock, one of the arguably the greatest talents, the biggest draws the WWE has ever had. Cena, the current day Hulk Hogan,
Yeah.
He is such a big draw. He's, and then we get those two together for the first time in a match.
And not even in a match.
Well, I'm saying we get those.
We get them together for the first time. Well, not even the first time, but anyway.
No, I'm saying we're getting them together in the match, and then
Oh, you're talking
the
about
build up
Survivor
to that is just so lame. It's just we need to have.
John Cena PG'd the hell out of it.
Yeah,
Making jokes.
Come on.
Awesome Truth came out, and they didn't rap, and it was really refreshing.
Honestly,
I liked them because of it.
It's probably because they just need to come out to silence. Say, the truth has set me free, or awesome, or something, and then have them walk
I'm
out.
okay with the Titantron music, but never rap again. It's the same thing.
The reason they didn't rap, I'm willing to bet, is because they knew that it just makes them look like idiots, and they didn't want to do it in front of The Rock.
Well, here's the
I wouldn't
thing.
want to do that in front of The
I
Rock
had a
either.
whole new respect for The Miz when he finally told The Rock and Cena to shut the hell up.
Yeah.
That was stupid. Excuse my partner, but we're both, both terribly out of the PG
And then
era.
at the end of
Excuse
this,
my partner, but he went to go make a children's movie.
but at the end of the segment, we saw, I think it was they both are
We saw The Rock dominate and John Cena fail like always.
No, R-Truth got rock bottomed.
So did The Miz.
And The Miz got rock bottomed. So we saw both of them get rock bottomed and look like nothing. I mean, literally, The Rock
John
and
Cena should have got rock bottomed.
the Rock and Cena may as well be going against Tyson Kidd and Yoshitatsu at this point because it doesn't even matter. It's like, okay, I'm willing to bet that the Awesome Truth will win, but it won't be clean at all. It'll be because either Rock, messes with Cena, or Cena messes with The Rock, or some kind of outside interference of some type.
Cena doesn't have the balls to mess with The Rock. I hope that The Rock leaves the match and just leaves Cena hanging. But we'll get to that later this week in our Survivor Series predictions.
So, in conclusion, Raw this week.
It sucked. It should have been 2 hours. If they would have cut the Michael Cole experience and the This Is Your Life segment on John Cena, and The Rock didn't need 3 hours to be hyped. Overblown, overhyped. Rock barely saved it with his appearance, but could have been trimmed to 2 hours and it would have been digestible.
Yeah, agreed. It definitely should have been 2 hours, and DW's rating this week is 5 out of 10. It could have been twice as good as it was, and I expected a 10. Raw had Rock and Cena. It had a lot of potential, and it definitely let me down. And so next week, Jonah Hill. I gotta say, I miss fat Jonah Hill. There's nothing funny about a physically fit man. No one wants to laugh at Lance Armstrong doing comedy.
It's because he's not funny. Neither Lance Armstrong or Jonah Hill.
So,
But I guess it's a step up from the Muppets. Maybe if he gets attitude adjusted, or maybe CM Punk will give him the GTS, and then maybe I'll like Jonah Hill better.
hopefully.
All right, that was our Raw review. Don't forget to subscribe because later this week he'll be doing a SmackDown review. I'll be doing the TNA Impact review, and later on Saturday night, maybe early Sunday morning, it depends on how we get done with it, we'll be uploading our Survivor Series predictions. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, so like Chicago Ted said, subscribe to our channel, like the video,
Share us with your friends.
Yeah, leave a comment, and you can follow us on Twitter.
Don't do it.
All right, we're getting a Skype.
He's going to create a Skype.
We're going to create a Skype, and it's going to be High Five Wrestling, just how it's spelled is our channel. So just follow us, see what we're doing. This has been our Raw review. Thanks for watching.
High Five Wrestling.
We'll high five you later.